Good evening and welcome to a Sia update video. Please excuse the state of me. I am just out of two back-to-back 12.5-hour shifts, but I am hoping by the end of this video we should have a clearer idea of what's going on with Sia. So I wanted to update you on the vet visit that took place just under 2 weeks ago now. We have moved to a private local vet and I managed to get an appointment to take Sia over to her for an assessment. We were there for almost 2 hours. She did a really thorough assessment on Sia, took bloods and sent them away down to Rainbow Equine Hospital in Yorkshire, and unfortunately Sia's bloods came back that when the bloods were taken she had hypoglycemia, so her blood glucose levels were down at 2, which is very low for a pony, and also she has thrombocytopenia, which basically means her platelet count is very low. I can't remember the ranges exactly, but I'm sure the normal range for a horse was like 80 to 120 something, and Sia was only down at 50, so that was not good news when they came back. Also on that vet visit, when doing Sia's kind of head to toe all over assessment, the vet did find that Sia's heart sounds are muffled. She said she didn't want to panic me. She couldn't diagnose it as a heart murmur because she wasn't 100% convinced it was, but the noise of her heart was definitely muffled. And she also found that Sia's right lung wasn't inflating and taking in as much oxygen as the left, or working as it should be. Since that, it has all been a very quick turnaround. That vet visit happened just less than 2 weeks ago, and tomorrow morning I am taking Miss Sia down to Rainbow Equine Hospital in Malton. From the dealings I've had with them so far, the team down there have been absolutely fantastic. They rang me the same day the referral was put through for a chat, gave me a few things to go away and think about. I rang them back the next day and booked Sia in. So tomorrow morning, bright and early, I will be loading Sia up and driving her over 170 miles to the equine hospital. I'm trying to keep as hopeful as I can, because as it currently stands, we don't have answers, we don't have a solution, and we don't have a way forwards. But equally, she's here, she's happy, she's eating, she's drinking, she's peeing and pooing, she's charging around the field like an absolute nutter and hopping the fence because she's very annoyed that she's not getting ridden. But hopefully tomorrow, with the ultrasound scan, she's potentially having a scope done as well and the examination, hopefully we will be able to find something fixable and get Miss Sia Sue back on the road to recovery. So yes, everything is very much still in the unknown. I feel like I'm walking around in the dark with Sia at the minute, but tomorrow we go to Malton to Rainbow Equine Hospital and I'm going to take you all through everything. Sia did only need sleep as a day patient because it's over 170 miles away. She has got a stable there overnight, and quite luckily Equine Hospital is only half an hour from my mum's, so I've got a place to stay for the night too. So we'll go down tomorrow, get everything done. All go to plan. Sia will stay overnight tomorrow night, and then Wednesday we'll be back on our way to Scotland, hopefully with a plan of what is going to happen moving forwards for Miss Sia. And I've got everything crossed that it's going to be a good positive solution to get her back to breakfast time before we hit the road. That is Miss Sia Sue fed and watered and the poo picking done. I'm now taking Sia down the hill. I'm going to give her a good groom, get her loaded up and get on the road, because it's going to take probably about 4 hours to get there. I'm leaving us plenty of time so that we can stop at a few service points and give Sia a drink and something to eat. But yes, today is the day. We are heading to Equine Hospital. Come on, Cece, you're a good girl. Come on, sausage. Oh, snack stop on the way to the trailer. Come on, walk on. Good girl. That is Miss Sia Sue all loaded up. I just need to shut the back ramp and then we'll get on our way, won't we, missus? You're a good pony. I love you. I love you. Good girl. We have been travelling for just about 2 hours now. I have just pulled over in a lay-by to get Sia a little break, give her an apple and give her some water, but she is travelling really well. She spent most of the time with her nose peeking out the window, and hasn't eaten an awful lot of hay, but she seems okay in herself. She's settled and happy. I'm just going to get her a drink, give her another few minutes, and then we'll get back on the road. You're okay. Hey, you've been a good girl, Sia. We'll get you off the box. Good girl. Good girl, Sia. Good girl. That's a good girl. She's home! Come on, sausage. As you can see, we are now back from Sia's equine hospital trip, and I'm going to try and keep this one short and sweet on what went on while we were down there. Firstly, it was an extremely stressful journey down. Hi, Dante. We were on the motorway, and unfortunately there had been a crash, which meant the motorway got shut, but we were between two junctions, so we were stuck in gridlock traffic and could not get off, and it was getting very hot and time was passing and I was starting to stress. But I have to say a massive thank you to the traffic police. I didn't get their names and I really should have done, because they did such a fab job. They pulled up beside me, let me follow them down the hard shoulder, got me and Sia off at the next junction, and then even went out of their way to sort out my Google Maps so that it didn't take me up a very steep hill that the trailer wouldn't have got up, and got us rerouted and on our way back to the equine hospital like we were meant to be doing before getting stuck in the traffic. Once we got to Rainbow Equine Hospital, they were so good with Sia and so thorough. We got her into her stable. They ran bloods again, and again it showed thrombocytopenia and hyperglycemia. Her levels were very much the same as 2 weeks previously in pretty much every organ function. It was almost a carbon copy match of the blood results from before. They then weighed her, and unfortunately Sia decided she wasn't playing ball. It took 3 vets, 2 veterinary nurses, a student and an intern to try and get that little lady out of her stable, but she said nope. I don't know if she thought she was being stolen or taken away from me or whatnot, but in the end they had to come and get me from the reception and see if I could get her onto the scales. And the second I got there and took hold of the lead rope, she walked straight onto the scales, and she had put on 5 kilograms from the 2 weeks previous, so she was up at 350 kilograms. And on speaking to our lovely vet up here, she did say it's likely that she had put on more, but obviously the stress of travelling and the sweating and stuff, she would have been slightly less by the time we got there. And she then went in to have her ultrasound done, and they were scanning her for well over an hour. Bless her, she stood like an absolute little angel in the little padded stall thing. She was really good. She was quite tense, and I could just see in her face that she was absolutely terrified, but she did so well, and I stood there with her the whole time, just comforting her and making sure she was okay. And thankfully no tumour was found on any of her organs. They did find, as had been expected from our lovely vet up here, that she does have 3 lines of scarring on her right lung, which the vets down at Rainbow Equine think it's likely prehistoric from when she had pneumonia 3 years ago, and they weren't too concerned about that. But what they did find was an extreme amount of inflammation in her small intestine. In the report we've had back, it says for reference that the kind of width of the small intestine wall in a healthy small intestine of a horse is supposed to be 0.2 to 0.3 millimeters. However, Sia's is currently in places 0.47 all the way up to 0.6, so it is an extremely large amount of inflammation. We were then offered diagnostic biopsy, but that would have had to be done like under surgical procedure. It would have either been done rectally down the throat, or they would have actually cut into Sia's side to have that done, to which I declined, and the vet actually said in Sia's case with her temperament and things, that was the best choice to go forward for her. It was only going to be to confirm the diagnosis. However, the vet said with the level of inflammation seen, even without biopsying, she could tell me that Sia has inflammatory bowel disease. Inflammatory bowel disease is a kind of long-term, lifelong condition, so we then had to come up with a plan for what we wanted to do to be able to move forwards. The treatment for inflammatory bowel disease is high-dose steroids. So on the morning before we left the equine hospital, Sia was injected with dexamethasone, and she has then come home on a course of prednisolone and is taking 7 tablets of that every single day. There's kind of 3 paths going forwards that could happen. One will be that Sia responds really, really well to the treatment, gains weight, can go back into work, and in the long term can come off the steroids. The second is that she responds to the treatment, gains weight, can come back into work, but has to stay on steroids lifelong, which I'm hoping it's one of them two, because the third option is that she doesn't respond to this round of steroids. If she doesn't respond to this, there is a different course she can try, and unfortunately, if she doesn't respond to any steroid treatment at all, it is kind of a case of just keeping her as happy and comfortable for as long as we can. If that is the case, we do have to unfortunately make that call when it comes, when she just becomes too thin and too weak to continue. And I would never want any of my ponies to suffer. It's just unimaginable. I don't want to think about it, because I am really hoping that she's going to respond to the steroid treatment. So that is where we are currently. It has actually been a week and a half, I think, a week and a half since we got back. Sia's been doing really well at taking her medication every morning. I have been cutting up apples and poking the tablets in, and she just takes it good as gold. I've also been snapping stud muffins in half and hiding the medication in it. So very much covert medication, but it's all right, isn't it, Sia? I don't think she knows she's getting the tablets. She does look to be putting on weight. I don't want to jinx things because we've been here before, but she's happy in herself. You're quite spicy, aren't you? She looks all calm stood there now, but she has been hooning about the field like an absolute hooligan, and I have been able to start taking her out in hand again. It was very much recommended that that recommences to make sure we don't have much more muscle loss, and actually we start building muscle as we're hopefully gaining weight. So that is very much what has gone on with Sia over the past few weeks. I'm hoping, give it a few more weeks, maybe more likely months, and we will have a better update where hopefully Sia is able to get back to the life that she knows and loves. I'm gonna head now. It's boiling hot in the field and I want to go home and get a drink. Everybody's got food. Lots and lots of water, haven't you? We've got extra buckets out because it is so hot. We are in the middle of a heat wave. But I'm going to leave you with a little video of the first in-hand hack Sia went back out on after a month of not being able to do anything. You good girl, Sia? On the advice of the vets, in-hand work can recommence for Sia. She's very happy about it. I'm very happy about it. And she's up 11 kilograms. Within a week of being on her meds on the weight tape. Super happy, aren't we, Sia? So we're just going for a sunny walk up the hill. Well, that's it for us. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I will be back very soon with some more positive Sia updates. Bye!